Absolutely, and at least for a sense, we've been seeing more of a defender-sided trend. So I'm actually all too confident in what would be both of these teams making full advantage of things. But I say that right, but it ends up being that TSM's most successful side on the last map was also the attacker. So let's see what happens. You still have Win on the front lines, capitalizing off of things and immediately getting a frag over in mid. And not only that, getting so much pressure. If I'm not mistaken, he might even have the spike in his eyes. Still a couple of players could turn around the corner. Quinn gonna end up going down to Wardell. There's that map advantage, but an early pick and an early slowdown against TSM.
Yeah, they go 1-for-1, and both of these teams, at least Gen.G, came out with a vengeance. Quick push from Quinn to get things off. Mikhail finds one back into Subroza. There's no Cypher Cage allowed here, but they do still have that Omen smoke to play around. And they are still sitting back just a little bit. The Recon Bolt doesn't find much. They are still sitting and waiting. The rest of TSM a little bit stagnant over towards B main. It's a difficult push, a huge choke point, and they're waiting around the corner. Mikhail's got a frenzy at hand, 2 from Market as well. They're stuck, 30 seconds left, and they've got to get a move on. First frag out of bullets. It's Cutler who takes him down, and Wardell, it took him a second to find the head, but at least he finds it nonetheless. Drone drops GMD, and next thing you know, TSM have flipped around whereas they've got the man advantage, and player run is on the retake.
Mikhail was in the one and done, but he's on a frenzy with barely any bullets. And again, that could have acted as a one-way. Player one can't see anyone on site, but they can see his legs. Player one still has to go through it. He's dropped down to 40 HP, still trying to play up against these two players, just playing ring around the rosy. And it's going to be Drone on the front lines, capitalizing off the kill. And you still have the setup with Wardell right in front of him. We're ready to swing out off the trade, or even just that double peek whenever Drone also needed it.
He's playing it safe. Everybody's got a rifle except for Subroza, and even then, there are no ghosts. TSM are not here to joke about. They're ready to take the fight. They haven't even bought, or at least Wardell hasn't bought up utility. He's got that much confidence against 4 classics in a single shorty. It's a 5-player push straight down towards middle, and there at least is Subroza to try and meet them and greet them. First kill. It's a flying shorty as Subroza, Drone, and the rest of TSM clean things up nicely. One casualty isn't going to hurt too much there as TSM take the second nicely. Subroza situates himself with just a classic in this round as once more TSM find themselves bottled up towards the bottom of middle. Wardell kicks us off with one into GMD though.
On a big one, just has to keep looking throughout those angles, and the fact that TSM, most of their defaults thus far has mostly persisted with players slowly inching towards sites. You still have Wardell stuck up outside B, waiting up for a pick. And again, usually you would expect Gen.G to be as conservative as possible, but now here comes an actual roll it back over towards Cat. Mikhail capitalizing, he gets himself one, trying to get himself a third, but Drone is there for the refrag. Things have now equalized. It's a 3-on-3, and Effie's just trying to find Drone around the corner with the shock darts, and he has the almighty Odin to go.
Highlighted here, Effie's, Drone, both at a standstill. Sovas are looking at each other, but they don't even know it yet. Smoke goes down though from his teammates Omen, and Huyn is looking to get a kill. He's gone all the way through B main, and they know where this hit is taken. Effie holds the spray. It's now just down to Huyn. How if TSM pulled this one out? 5 seconds left, and he's got just enough time for the spike. He's looking for an early kill here, but if he doesn't find something now, it might just have to be the save, but he's addressing the issue here. He's continuing to push on forward. The knives are ready, the ult is available, but if I'm Huyn, I'm going back and I'm saving this. But he's got confidence for himself, and he's gonna try and do what he can to get back onto this site.
Here we go again. Huyn, how many times are we going to see him attempt some sort of clutch in this tournament? Because man, oh man, it almost seems like sometimes he's a little bit too ballsy for his own liking. And Cutler, he's actually going to catch Huyn off the off angle. Gonna have to rotate over. Hazed also, oh no, he has the cross going, takes down Huyn. The saved off from Hazed at least gonna work out for him in the end, and kind of looking towards what is now the economy of our boys in TSM. Looking pretty good for now. Gen.G on the verge. GMD, he found an insane flick in the last round on Cap, but he's gonna have to go away off the smoke. But Quinn actually, instead of playing out on B main this round, gonna end up playing up mid, but Subroza instantly off the trade. That's at least something for TSM, as consistently they've been going down to the early picks. But I mentioned GMD. It was in an insane spot earlier up on Cap, but he stays there and still takes down the spike. This might just be disastrous for TSM before they even approach the site.
Smoke down there at least blockades his view. GMD sends a paint shell after them after getting the 2 kills that bring it back for him. They will double back towards B though. It's not Effie's that they'll meet. They're gonna have to deal with player 1, and he's got a paranoia waiting for them. Just going for this jump spot. Evades at least for now the recon bolt, and is holding on to the smoke. They're trying to clear this site, but they're not lining the shot up. It's up to him now. It finally connects onto 1, and Wardell's been given the intel, dashing on in to catch this player 1, but now they've got this site, despite yet to make a cross zone over, as now Wardell will start to get it down on the ground. Effie's with that Odin, not able to land a killing blow, as a 3 versus 3, and it was really just an eco here, as Wardell didn't even have a gun. He went in with the knives, but now he's got a phantom, as all 3 players on the side of Gen.G work their way back in.
GMD, you've got to be joking me with this showstopper, but it's still Drone around the corner, taking down 2, and yet again, Mikhail staying alive, 25 HP. The task is stall, but can he actually make his way through? A singular knife from Wardell, and instead he pulls out all of them. TSM finally snagging back around.
Double up pulled out, winning GMD, and that last round made that one work. The double up setup, but GMD will not be doing much else. First kill is going to go the way of TSM as Quinn trades it back down towards middle, getting aggressive and pushing that issue. Thus far, since that one round we saw them go down mid, they have been aggressed. A second kill for Quinn, and that leaves the B site, at least in terms of TSM, empty in their presence. Wardell back towards middle spot, Cielo Jonah. That's information gained here in this 4 versus 3.
And certainly again, Sully, I've mentioned this before and I'll say it again. At least in terms of TSM, they have no space to work with, but oh, Wardell, cheeky as all ever, making himself, again, baiting out Win, but man, oh man, this man with the flicks. Good tracking from Wardell, at least for now. 1 player up towards mid, that's Drone off the lurk. Wardell is going to be joined up by Cutler as they're actually lining themselves up for a B take. Again, Win, such a pivotal player for a lot of these holds, but still, again, he's capitalizing off of some of these insane takes. Wardell so close to actually getting himself a wallbang frag. Drone still in the back lines, takes down what is the lurk, the trade from Effie's. Still 1 more player in the back line, and it's going to be player 1 draining on back, and that's the site. 2v1 for TSM. Can they close out the half?
They're hoping to get this 5th one here. The confusion caused by Drone coming from behind. Mid has been the open avenue here for TSM, and this time they finally make it work. Mikhail, 1 player against 2. He's got the Vandal, and it's a Dragon, so hopefully he can roar this one out, but Wardell has spotted him, and once Wardell's got information, you're already dead before the shots even rung out. Gen.G, 7-5. They at least have to have, but that's a phenomenal way to end it for TSM. It's like what we saw in Haven, a confident ending there. But can they keep it going? Gen.G now on the attacking side, as Ascent has been very defender-based in this tournament, and we'll see if TSM can flip things around.
But at least at this point, they've realized that they can trust at least their teammates, trust the take, and as long as they don't get picked early, well, hopefully it's not too tall of a task, but look at this. Wardell around the corner with a shorty, gonna be able to get himself 1. Mikhail training back to Frick, but there's still 1 more around the corner. Cutler, how does he get that kill with a classic? But he still picks up the shorty. Wait a minute, he's still looking for some cheese, still playing around with it. He puts up a cage to try to protect him. He runs on through, gets another kill. 3 on 2 for TSM off the eco. And not only that, but TSM, they're going to be able to regroup and retake their site. Well, at least at some sort of even strength.
And Effie's, he's stuck back towards B main. That spike, they're hoping, they're banking on the fact that he hasn't made it on out, but it could just be the mind games. Effie's in the smoke. GMD, that is a huge kill. Nade goes in as well. That might finish him off. He's barely evaded it. Tucked back in towards the controller room. As Hazed, he's wanted off the classic. GMD, too many players to look at, and Drone will send him down as TSM off of mere pistols return the favor and find the second of the half. 3 players around the corner. Subroza gets one on the opposite side of the map. The spike is there as well. Subroza runs out of bullets. Mikael overwhelms him, but there is Cutler still in the back of the boathouse, so not to fear. Cutler is here. Ooh, tries to get it through the wall, has time to take off at least the dart. So with 1 player lost, that being WARDELL, so far not too big of an issue, but if they take another, that's when things get a little bit dicey. This is all about economic damage here with their pistols. They were hoping to maybe return the favor with their pistols, but it wasn't probable. Drone shuts down Effie's, and now Subroza has got Mikael in his sights, and it's only 1 loss for TSM, so a clean round altogether, as Gen.G will now have a bye on their hands.
Again, they can't. They simply can't commit to that one. They still need to take to make things at least a little bit worth it around the corner. You got to be kidding me, Hazed. Drone baiting out with the owl drone, but it's still going to be Hazed going down to the showstopper, although he was already down on HP. Near side, and now Drone goes down. Still one in the backside. Might have defeated him a little bit. Subroza still holding on, waiting up for the take. 3 people outside on A, slowly making their take in. Again, Subroza waiting under. WARDELL already has one over towards short, but all the action happening on A as a spike goes down, and Subroza still waiting.
No!
A double updraft for WARDELL. The last person remaining is around the corner, and WARDELL again. A heat-seeking missile in the form of an aerial knife. That's an 8-8 scoreline. TSM back in the driver's seat.
I can't even imagine what their thought process was when they heard the watch out from the Jets. Their hearts must have dropped, because when WARDELL has got it out, it feels like he just doesn't miss when he's got it. A right-click adventure, and that double updraft was insane. Catching him off guard mid-plant. Didn't deny the spike, but hey, they got the round nonetheless. And TSM, now they've got an even-Steven scoreline against Gen.G. The back and forth. This map's the decider, ladies and gents, for the grand final, and it's pistols that Gen.G have got to work with to prevent them from taking the lead. 4 sheriffs and a classic. Win is hoping to maybe collect on the fact that he can get his ultimate, can drop the smoke and immediately go for the ult orb. And if he can get it, that's when things could turn around here for Gen.G in this round.
Surely so, but again, I don't think they've been just able to find themselves any advantage thus far. And WARDELL, of course, he gets that early frag. Hazed over towards mid. He catches down 2. This should just be a cleanup round for TSM, as now Subroza through the smoke collecting 1. Drone playing ring around the Rosie with the smoke. And, well, that indeed was an eco. Man, again, somehow Quinn, he has so much control of Garage. There's always going to be someone off the lurk in the back line, but in comes the action. Drone somehow taking down a win. Again, that's the only important ulti still in the back lines. This is WARDELL. Knows exactly where 1 player is, but has to capitalize. Does catch it. Looking over towards the right side. 2 more attackers. Again, might be rethinking an actual approach. In comes the shoulder peek. And that camera just coming in clutch again. Subroza takes down 1. WARDELL continuing his off danger. Drafts away. And he still gets himself a 3rd. A hard hold for TSM. But once again, WARDELL with another 3K, and his teammates simply taking full advantage of sight.
And Subroza's is the first challenge. Paranoia has missed, but the curveball will land. Quinn still trying to find this one. Another curveball, and they're pushing on in. Drone's got one off the Fury, and Subroza's removed the op. Effie's will pick it back up, though, in his saved hands. But with 2 kills off the bat, Hazed might make it 3 here, as GMD is lining up for him. And stay with Mikael. TP's away now, and everything lies in the hands of TSM with this one that has Hazed, and now just 1 in Effie's.
Again, pure pivot frags for a lot of these players, especially over towards Cat. Even if that player, even if Hazed didn't have himself that teleportation ability, still would have been able to at least try to take down that last 1v1. And considering the fact that he has players to try to trade out with him, no fear whatsoever for this TSM side. WARDELL once again taking care of a frag at the end. As much as Gen.G actually has a good setup in this next round, in terms of ultis, in terms of economy, in terms of actual firepower, not so great. 2 SMGs, 3 upgraded pistols, and really all of these players, we've seen this overcommitment on B. I told them that they need to commit just a tiny bit more, but they just keep falling into the Cypher's trap. Are they gonna make it worth it? Quinn on the front lines with the Spectre of a drone and a great off angle is getting caught off by the Hunter's Fury, but still in the end, it's going to be a smattering of kills from TSM to hold down Gen.G almost immediately off the take. Match and championship point for TSM coming up.
We got it, Gus. Finally, the Jet v Jet, Wardell versus Quinn, operated duel we've been waiting for. They both evade each other for now. Wardell's double scope, and he's won that duel here for TSM. An initial kill goes the way of them, and that could be a huge factor in this round. Hazed hasn't been spotted by the Owl drone. Wardell doubles back. He's got another. GMD falters as well, and he's looking for more. Nearly lands that flick. 2 kills to his name, and Mikael will finally trade it back here. They'd advanced up the catwalk position, but these last 3 players, they look a little bit lost as Hazed has got another. Confused and dazed, Epi goes down, and just the 2 last here, Gus.
It's unreal. Still 2 more players. Player 1 is actually going to teleport, but Subroza! Oh my god, he's outside the cage, but somehow Mikael, pre-firing the corner, does find himself the frag, and he finds himself a 3rd, equalizing things for the team off of 2-on-2. Things are still relatively even. Player 1 has teleported, again, earlier teleported his way over towards B, but now waiting up for his teammate to actually clear out things, has an opportunity to get this plant, but 2 players in heaven, ready to wide swing. Mikael goes down. Player 1, last person remaining, hasn't gotten the spike down, but finally he's going to get it. He has wasted so much time on site. Cutler right through the wall, going to get it. Ladies and gentlemen, your Knights Gauntlet 10K champions, Team Solo Mid.